Welcome to Raise the Standard, a podcast about leadership, systems, and why excellence is never accidental. Many organizations are very busy. Calendars are full. Meetings are constant. People are working hard. And yet, results often disappoint. In this episode, we examine a subtle but critical distinction: the difference between activity and effectiveness.
Before going deeper, let's make the distinction simple. Activity is doing things. Effectiveness is achieving outcomes. You can be active without being effective, and you can look effective while producing very little value. Many organizations confuse the two because activity is visible. It can be counted, it can be scheduled, it can be reported. Effectiveness is quieter. It takes time to appear, and it often resists simple measurement. Now consider a simple example. Imagine a customer support team. The team answers a high number of calls every day. Emails are responded to quickly. Tickets are closed rapidly. Everyone looks busy. From the outside, activity is high, but customers keep calling back. Issues repeat. Complaints quietly increase. The team is active, but the problem is not being solved. Now imagine the same team operating differently. Fewer calls are handled per day, but issues are resolved fully. Root causes are identified. Processes are adjusted. Customers stop calling back. Satisfaction improves. Workload stabilizes. Activity decreases. Effectiveness increases. This distinction matters because organizations often reward activity. They reward responsiveness. They reward long hours. They reward visible effort. But visible effort does not guarantee meaningful progress. When people are rewarded for activity, they optimize for motion. They attend more meetings. They produce more reports. They respond faster. What they do not necessarily do is solve problems. Effectiveness requires focus. It requires deciding what not to do. It requires resisting the urge to appear busy. This is uncomfortable because activity feels safe. It looks like contribution. It creates the impression of control. Effectiveness feels risky. It demands prioritization. It exposes trade-offs. And it often reduces visible output in the short term. Strong organizations learn to distinguish between the two. They ask different questions. Not, what did we do? But what changed as a result? Not, how busy are we? But are outcomes improving? Effectiveness also depends on systems. If systems reward speed, people rush. If systems reward volume, people maximize quantity. If systems reward appearance, people perform. Over time, organizations become efficient at the wrong things. Meetings multiply. Processes expand. Work fills the available time. But progress slows. This is why busyness often increases as performance declines. More effort is applied to compensate for weak results. Activity rises. Effectiveness falls. Effective organizations do the opposite. They reduce unnecessary activity. They remove redundant steps. They simplify decision paths. They create space for thinking. They allow problems to be solved once, not repeatedly. Effectiveness is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters. And this requires leadership. Because stopping activity is harder than starting it. Because saying no attracts resistance. Because progress without noise can look like inactivity. But over time, effectiveness compounds. Fewer actions produce better results. Systems improve. Work becomes calmer. This is the difference between motion and progress. Between effort and impact. Between activity and effectiveness.
These ideas are explored in more depth in the book Raise the Standard, because good enough never built anything great, available on Amazon. In the next episode, we'll examine how standards quietly become culture. Until then, raise the standard.